This is Emerus and Elithien, and welcome to Girls with Sabers. I gotta shout it out. It was in the comments, and I actually just answered it today. Malcolm Brooks. He goes, Girls with Sabers, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen the Star Wars Celebration poster? Yes, I have. It's dope. Star Wars website, they posted the poster, and then they started talking about specifically, they gave a statement, and it says, you can get your first glimpse at the saga sweeping design featuring some fan favorite heroes and villains. Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, Leia Organa and Emperor Palpatine, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul, and Kylo Ren and Rey. Malcolm goes, notice how Rey is mentioned along with the characters who are viewed as villains. Why would Star Wars list Rey literally along those lines with those villainous characters and not Kylo Ren? I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but how do you guys interpret that? And I went, ooh! It would be very interesting if in trying to balance the Force, Ben Solo emerges, but Rey falls to the dark. Then he is the one who has to go save her, truly bringing about the balance. Quite interesting indeed. But wouldn't it just be insane if, yes, Ben Solo redeems himself, but in turn, they're just not truly skilled at balancing yet, so Rey, goes a little bit dark, and now Ben Solo has to be the one. There's so much you can only put in probably what this movie's going to be 2.5 hours. But
make it 3.
Oh, I hope it's 3, like Lord of the Rings. Oh my God, I'll sit through that. Give us a trilogy Tuesday for the love of God. No, it'll be a trilogy Thursday. It'd be so cool. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it would be cool if we saw Rey get a little bit darker. And she was now being influenced by, wouldn't it be so dope if Kerry Russell's character was kind of maniacally dark, and now she was kind of luring Rey into this dark sideness, but now the teeter-totter is now Ben Solo's coming into the light, and everyone's like, oh my God, Kylo Ren's in the light, what the heck's going on? And he's the one who has to save Rey. I don't know, I'm talking about on my bum, but I just think it'd be so cool if we do see Ben having to go get Rey out of the dark. I don't know, I just think
I don't know.
It would be interesting if that stupid leak proved true, where they're going to fool everyone and there's going to be an episode 10. But they got to see how episode 9 is going to go first before they throw in another movie. But I don't know. I don't know. I think that's just a part of me that wants the knight to swoop in and save the fair maiden.
I'm all about that. I am all about that.
Yeah.
People think we're these, man-hating feminists,
Oh, my God.
I'm all about, I'm
married to a man, so I kind of love men.
I'm all about, old-fashioned men. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with women being warriors. I have no problem with men being men and swooping in and saving the damsel in distress. I love that, and I would love to see Kylo Ren the Knight save Rey. I wonder if Rey will kind of be as swooped into the philosophy that Poe will have. I'm wondering if Kerry Russell's kind of going to be that kind of cowgirl that you saw on the mood board that has kind of the curly, kind of ruffly hair.
Oh my god, if JJ gave her curly hair back from Felicity, I'm gonna freaking die. What if he, has a wig that makes her have that hair again? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind.
And I wonder, too, if she is
Rey's mom.
It could be Rey's mom. I think Rey's parents are dead, personally. Could they be alive? Yeah. But I think they're dead. I'm pretty convinced that they're dead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think we got our answer. And I don't think we're going to get this retconned.
No, I don't either.
Unless the only way I can see her parents being retconned is, I know we talked about this before, but if, say, Carrie Russell and Richard E. Grant were Rey's parents.
Weird.
Which would be a little weird, but I'm like, oh my god, I could always, like, see Richard E. Grant in this fatherly role. But I think he's just a little bit too older now, especially if we get it in a flashback. Like, I would love young Richard E. Grant. Holy crap, I would love that. But I think it's a little too old. I don't think he'll be doing that. But anyway, if Carrie Russell and another dude were Rey's parents, what I can see is, what if Rey was supposed to be a part of this stormtrooper program? They took her to this planet, and they gave her to two people that they thought would protect her, but in turn they were drunkards and they sold her. But why didn't Kylo see that? So, but no matter, like, it would be even more tragic if she did have parents who thought they were doing the right thing and they didn't end up doing it. But that storyline is the only thing I can see in retconning parents. But we saw her journey to find the answer. She already knew it. She already had it. So I just highly doubt we're going to get it again.
We have 2.5 hour movie, and I think it's, like you said, there's only so many plots that they can do. There's only so much that they can develop, and they already have too many characters, and they're adding more. I just think what they're going to have to do is really focus on the redemption of Ben Solo, and that's about it. Rey already finished her arc, in my opinion. It's going to be Ben Solo's story. So, like, I can see her actually being influenced by Poe to be rather impulsive, to, like, let's kill the First Order, they're evil, blah, blah, blah. And, like, even Finn has that kind of trigger. Like, you know, Poe is like, let's blow it up. And Finn is like, I like what you're thinking, but no. Because, like, both of them are kind of...
It would be very interesting if Rey was working as a double agent.
Yeah.
But not really wanting to be a double agent. And the way I kind of see this is Ursula disguises herself as Ariel, but I can see this happening to Rey alone, where this kind of dark side comes out in her, and Ben sees through it. Like, she's acting a little bit strange, but it's because of Poe's influence. So this dark side influence isn't coming from a dark side force user or anything like that. It's coming from Poe. It's coming from someone who she thought she could trust, and Ben's gotta snap her out of it.
What I could see her going towards the dark side. I'm not fully convinced. I'm not saying anybody's wrong on that, but, like, to me, I think that would add a development issue where too many plots are happening at the same time.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, but I wonder, I mean, that would be interesting for a new trilogy to handle, is that we see Kylo Ren redeemed, but we see, like, maybe Rey helps heal him and absorb some of his dark side. I don't know.
I read this wonderful fan fiction where, and everyone's going to want me to link it, but I'm like, sorry, peeps. Like, this was at, like, 3 a.m. Don't ask me to find it. Rey and Ben starting this relationship. There's this moment where Rey is with the Resistance, and Ben has to go get her. Like, he needs her, and it's very rational in his thinking when he does this, but he's like, well, I need her now. She can't leave for some odd reason or other. But he goes to her. He's like, I don't care. I need her to come with me. The whole Resistance is wigging out. But he bends everyone's blasters around.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, like, first he freezes all the bolts, bends the blasters, drops all the bolts, like, just, like, dead on the ground, and then he goes, she's coming with me. And then they turn and walk on the ship, and, like, Poe's seething, but it's, like, everything Poe's saying to her, it's, like, the wisp, like, Snoke in her ear, but only it's Poe. Like, he's saying all this dirty stuff about Kylo. It's like, I can't handle this, because my own headcanon is making me have a heart attack.
Well, Elithien may not give you the link, but I am finding this baby, and I'm putting it down below. Okay, but what I was going to say is...
Sorry.
That's okay. That was
Try to edit that out.
That was a worthy tangent, my friend. Yeah, that was awesome. The reason I say that there is evidence in the novel for a dark side Rey, not just the Snoke empowerment in The Force Awakens, but at the very end of The Last Jedi, when she closes the door on Kylo, there's no anger in her face like there was before, but she had lost compassion for him. If she loses compassion, which Anakin says is essential to being a Jedi, that is a road to the dark side. It's in chapter 35 of Jason Fry's book. He stared at Rey. She stared back at him, her gaze level and unafraid. There was no hatred in her eyes, as there once had been, but there was no compassion either. And this is the most horribly interpretive sentence of all. A moment later, Rey severed the connection, leaving Kylo alone in the gloom with his father's dice resting in the palm of his upraised hand. Notice, people, she doesn't say severed the connection permanently. A moment later, Rey severed the connection. Well, they've severed the connection before. I
just want to point out that it says, he stared at Rey, she stared back at him, her gaze level and unafraid. There was no hatred in her eyes, as there once had been, but there was no compassion either. I think there's no compassion for Kylo Ren. There's a lot that you can probably assume, but the book aside, one can imagine what was being said non-verbally in that scene. What I like to imagine is that it's Kylo on his knees going, I'm sorry, I asked you all of this as Kylo, but I'm still Kylo. And Rey's going, I can't do this if you're still Kylo Ren. And you have to walk out of the tomb as Ben Solo. I've helped you this far, which means that that's now his step to make in the redemption arc. So I don't think she's lost compassion for Ben Solo, but if he's still going to be cloaked in black, and he's still going to have the gloves on, and he's still going to have a mask, then no, she's not going to have any compassion for the man who calls himself Kylo Ren, or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Now, she'll have compassion for Ben Solo, the man who is probably going to save all the Force-sensitive children that we feel that are going to be in Episode 9. If Ben Solo comes out and saves the galaxy, then yes, she'll have compassion for him. No, she shut the door on Kylo Ren. She did not shut the door on Ben Solo. That Falcon will be ready to receive Ben Solo when he himself is ready to receive Ben Solo again.
Well, and I don't think since she shut the door and lost compassion, even if she lost compassion on Ben Solo, it's up to him to win her back.
Correct.
Just like, how Elizabeth basically gave the shutting of the door to Darcy during the first proposal. She's like, bye.
Yeah.
If Rey lost compassion on both people, Kylo Ren and Ben Solo, I don't think that matters, because I think it is Kylo Ren's resolve, or Ben Solo's resolve at that moment to get her back.
Well, that doesn't mean also that her compassion for him won't come back.
Exactly. Hearts go back and forth. I mean, I have shut the door on people that I love because at that moment I wanted to sever the connection. I don't want to talk to you. I want to hang up the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Or shut the door in your face.
It's It's
the same thing. They pretty much had an argument with a laser sword that split in half.
Yeah.
So now he's got to rectify this, but also, she said, Rey said, you can do this, I will help you. And what did she do? She let him down. She left him. So she didn't stay there to figure it out and see it through. They were both reaching for... Cat, come on. They were both reaching and grabbing that lightsaber, and then it split and they got knocked out. But what did she do? She left. She ran. She didn't stick around to wake him up or even take him with her or find a way to drag him to the Falcon. She left him there.
I literally had this opened because I was going to refer it back to it, but what you just said makes the perfect transition. Once again, we are in Reylo twin sinking. So here we go. This is the junior novelization of that scene. Rey turned her head in his direction and glared at him. She was angry at him. She thought he had betrayed the person he should be. But she was wrong, and this is in third person, which means this is the narrator saying this. But she was wrong. She, and she is italicized, had betrayed him, and him is italicized.
Boom. Boom, the junior novelization coming in for the win again.
Yeah. She had betrayed. She promised him in the elevator that she would help him. And again, it's her impulsivity that caused him to fight for that saber and almost killed him because the crystal was pointing to him.
Yeah.
So, and I love this. We actually have this on our Instagram, but it's someone who rewrote that scene from her perspective and the interpretation of the subtext. She says that Kylo was grabbing that saber because he didn't want to fight her.
Yep. And he couldn't let her kill him with it.
Yep. Which is interesting because that was the same conclusion that Rey left him alive.
Yeah.
Is she wanted the Force to leave that. She wanted to leave that to the Force's decision. Yep. So that's a cool parallel right there.
Hello, this is Emrys, and with Elithien, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click on that little bell icon that will give you notifications every time we post a new one. And of course, like, comment, and do all those things. Peace, love, and Reylo, guys.
All magic comes with a price.